me just say this. As you can see, I look like I have had a long day, because I have. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Tara Sanders. Generally, I look better than this, but for the sake of having a million things going on in my life, and we're riding horses, because it's Jackie and I, we have had a long day. But a friend of ours got messaged on Facebook. Never had any involvement with anything at my property. Kind of minds his own fucking business. And he was asked if he hauled Hot Rod to slaughter, because I said somebody bought this horse. Somebody did buy him. And she went on to say basically that there was no way in the world that anybody bought this horse, because he was a bucking horse and all these things. First of all, let me just tell you one thing. You don't fucking know what you're talking about. And second of all, what I do with my goddamn livestock ain't nobody's fucking business. But there's nothing more than I love to be able to prove a dumb bitch wrong. And as you can see, I've been working my ass off today. So while they're sitting online gossiping, spreading rumors and talking shit, Jackie and I are on our 1, 2, 3. What? 3, 6, 7, 8. 10th horse of the day. Come on, Hot Rod, get your ass out here. He said, Jackie? What you doing, Hot Rod? That's right. Now, first of all, let me tell you something. Bucking horses flip him to the left. And Jacob and I have bought a lot of fucking bucking stock. I love a bucking horse. Listen, if you can buy a bucking horse and you can make them a riding horse, they're the biggest, best durable horses you've ever had. But they brand those horses when they're weaned with hot brands on their hips. This horse doesn't have a hot brand on him, one. This horse was raised by some people that raise Clydesdale quarter horse crosses. They really focus on a leaner Clydesdale stallion, not the super, super heavy ones, because they breed performance horses. Hot Rod is still on my property. And when Hot Rod gets ready to leave here, I'll let y'all know. He did sell. Somebody has made an offer. They wanted him, and they know all about him. Now then, I love this horse. I absolutely love this horse. And when he got here, he was feral. You couldn't catch him. And I said, Jackie, go get that motherfucker. Bring him outside right now. And what'd you do? Walk in the stall, just put her hands on him and walked him right out. So we have, whether you like me or you don't like me, we have improved this horse's quality of life. You can hate me. You can think I'm a sorry bitch. You can hate that Jacob buys horses for slaughter. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit. What I can tell you is, this was dog food. This was dog food. This was going to hurt somebody. This had gotten really big. It wasn't halter broke. And now, this is a civilized, learning how to be decent individual. We can touch him without him biting our face. He hadn't kicked anybody in a couple of days. Like, we're getting there. Now then, with all of this said, let me reiterate to all 700 of you watching this video live, what I do with my livestock's none of your business. So to the little hate group that runs around spreading false information, I don't give a fuck. But what you're not going to do is lie on me, okay? This horse looks amazing compared to what he looked like when he got here. Look at that butt, that hip. Look at this. Don't let him go on the top of you. Jacob not. Jacob's already in the tractor. Jacob's going to put hay out. But as you can see, this horse looks like $1 million. This horse is a 3 coming 4-year-old. He hadn't been touched since he was weaned as a baby, and he was feral. He was absolutely feral. Now, do I believe that this horse is going to be just fine? Absolutely. I chose to sell this horse, and I want you guys to look me in the eye. I chose to sell him because I have a 3-year-old little girl. Jackie and I will have rode 10 horses today. And there's not just a ton of extra time for Hot Rod. If I was a 20-year-old kid, it'd be different. But I am a 35-year-old mother of a 3-year-old little girl who is home going to gymnastics. Jackie has her plate full. This is a fantastic young horse. And listen, $3,850 is a lot of money for a 3-year-old. I understand that as a weanling, he brought $7,500. I get it. Look at him. He's worth it. He's worth every dollar of it. But what I got for this horse, and he will be boarded here. He's going to stay here for a little longer. Then he'll go on to his new home. He's going to South Carolina. Jackie was just picking his feet up. I can't remember if he's going to South Carolina or North Carolina. That lady has a trainer that she can send this horse to, and that she's going to pay them. And they are going to ride him and get him broke. And all of that's fantastic. But what I'm fucking tired of is Facebook's stupid fucking bullshit. Now, I'm working my fucking ass off. Got 135 head of horses here. I'm riding myself. Jackie is riding. We are busy. And when Jacob bought this horse at auction, guess what? He became our property. He became mine. He became mine. And as you can see from the way I look and the way Jackie looks, we're tired. We're tired. Now then, the reason Hot Rod is out.
Cookies. Cookies, I want the cookies.
He's learning about cookies. Watch her put her hand out there. He said, do you have snacks for me? Do you have snacks for me? This horse came to us feral, barely touched. He had had a halter on for months that was just disgusting. And listen, Jackie, myself, Tylen messed with him a little bit. Everybody put a little bit of effort into this horse. And we now have him to where we can put a halter on him and lead him into somebody's trailer. We don't have to chase him around with flags. I am very proud of the time and effort that we put into this horse. We deserve the profit we made. This horse is going to somebody that knows his history, knows who he is, knows what he is. Nobody had to lie. And you know what I think is so awful? Is that this person keeps saying that I scammed somebody. I sold them a 3-year-old coming 4-year-old feral draft cross. I didn't tell them it was kid broke. I didn't tell them that they could ride him. And everybody in America has seen the videos of this sumbitch bite us in the face and kick us. Everybody's seen it. They're public. Just because you, as an individual, would not have purchased this horse doesn't mean that the next person didn't want it. Okay? I would have never purchased a blue Dodge, Jackie. Never would have done it. But you love that motherfucker. You think it's the greatest truck in America. And it's blue as fuck. And I hate it. But listen. I wouldn't have wanted a blue Jeep. I wouldn't have wanted this in blue. I'm not a blue fan. But what I'm not going to do is go call the dealership a fucking scam artist because they sold Jackie a blue truck. Jackie wanted that blue motherfucker. She loves it. What I'm also not going to do is call and tell the breeder of Tip that they scammed Jackie because they sold her a wet noodle. He's a wet noodle. So this stupidity on social media is disgusting. Don't you think? She knew what she was buying. She wanted him. She's proud to own him. Let the home that bought this horse be proud. They love him. They think he's the most beautiful horse they've ever seen. They're willing to invest thousands of dollars in training, and he's never going to end up in the slaughter pipeline, and his life is better because of everything that's happened to him since Jacob bought him for kill. Jacob bought dog food, and I turned it into something great. Okay? When he got here, nobody wanted him. Everybody was like, Jesus Christ, Jacob. He's trying to jump out and shit. We can't get our hands on him. And I said, I'm going to shoot, didn't they? Yeah.
I was wondering, I'm like, okay.
And I put this motherfucker in a stall. And I'm telling you that I was in and out. She was in and out. Emma was in and out. Everybody put a little bit of effort into this horse. Everybody deserves a pat on the back. And it's just part of it. Oh, he said I have a cough. He's finally getting over it. He'd had a snot nose for 8 damn days, and he's finally getting over his snot nose. And that's just, listen, you're not going to go to public auction and buy large volumes of horses and not have sickness. So for the one that's on there going, those horses are coughing in there. You know what happens to a kindergartner that you send to kindergarten? They come home with a green ass snot nose, and we've all seen right? Your kindergartner comes home doing that shit, and nobody says, oh God, burn the kindergarten down. My kid got sick. It's running rampant. They're all sick. Yeah, that's what happens. Daycare, kindergarten. Anytime you get a large volume of livestock in one location, some of them are going to get sick. And this horse has had a snot nose, and he's finally getting better, and I'm glad, because it's, you know, it's been a long 8 days. He's been on Uniprim. But I'm not going to burn the first barn down. Please don't. And I'm not going to act like I owe somebody an apology because we buy livestock in large volumes. I don't owe anybody an apology for that. I'm also not going to apologize for cussing. I have people say all the time, please stop cussing. I am an adult Facebook. I'm a business. I am selling horses to grown-ass adults. And if you can't handle the fuck word or me talking stupid, listen, there's a million places to go, and this ain't it, sis. And I'm not even mad at you for it. Find somewhere else with your Karen behavior to complain. Somebody else might appreciate your opinion. I don't give a shit. But just like this horse right here, he belongs to me. This is my livestock. And as of the point that I worked with him and I improved his value, I deserve every dollar that he bought. And it's none of your fucking business where I send him or who I sold him to. Because at the end of the day, he was mine. What I will tell you is, everybody on this property has put time into him. Even Emma, when she was here, went in and helped me. Tylen has worked with him. Jackie has worked with him. I've worked with him. I've done a lot with him. I've roped every leg. I've strung every leg up. I have finally got him to bow in the shed row and got him to be somewhat submissive. And now look at him. I mean, he's taking it all in. He's taking it all in. And at the end of the day, I just want to reiterate that Jacob buys horses for slaughter. And once they make it to my property, it's my staff and I's job to evaluate them, rehabilitate them, retrain them, figure out why they were taken to slaughter, figure out what's wrong with them. And unlike every other kill pen out there, I don't just post pictures of them and tell you, it's going to die on Friday, buy it or I'm killing it. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't put ship dates on them. We just do our best by every horse. Some of them we can't save. Jackie's been here and seen some shipped to slaughter. So, there are some of them we can't save. And listen, I'm tired of people saying that I ship horses to slaughter. No, when I met Jacob, they bought horses for slaughter. When I met him, and I told him, I don't really like that. And all I can do is create an avenue for the horses that's not slaughter. So that's what I did. See, I didn't see something I didn't like and then complain about it with no resolution. My problem is, don't complain to me about something unless you have a solution. My solution was, let's rehome them all. And it's taken 10 years for me to, it's been 10 years. And I have had some shit happen in 10 years. We used to take a lot of emaciated and really skinny horses with underlying conditions, and then they would die. And people would shame us and tell me, like, what a piece of shit I was because the horse died in my care. And I'm like, well, it was the body score of 1 when it got dropped off at the sale barn. I really didn't think it was going to make it, but I wanted to give it a chance. And now I stay away from those kind of horses because the ridicule from people that say things like, you know what I hate the most, and Jackie, I want you to hear this. They say things like, if you can't save it, you shouldn't have bought it. And that'll make sense to some of you. You're like, yeah, that's right. If you can't save, that's like telling a nurse in the ER, you shouldn't work in the ER if you can't save everybody that comes in here. You shouldn't do it. You don't know if you can save them or not because truthfully, when they go into the cell barn in the body score of 1, you don't know why they're in that condition. We don't know that it's starvation. We don't know that it's underlying sickness. We don't know if it's extreme parasites. And then you have to battle things such as refeeding syndrome, parasite overload, compromised immune system. So now, let's just say that it is just starvation and no underlying conditions. There are several things in horses that we have to battle and overcome. What does that look for? Who is it? Oh. What's he doing? On a horse? So all I'm saying is we're busy. We work a lot. It's none of your business. Go the fuck on. And for those of you who entertain anybody in America that just constantly